Today we're making charred peach liqueur. This liqueur is really complex, has an amazing depth of flavour and texture. It is actually really easy to make. So today I'm going to show you how. Alright, welcome back everybody. Today we're making charred peach liqueur, and you can actually substitute this into any recipe pretty much that calls for a liqueur, bringing that really nice deep, smoky, peachy goodness to the final drink. Over the next few weeks I'll show you a few different recipes using this so you can take inspiration from those, and if you want to see those videos make sure you subscribe to the channel. So to make our charred peach liqueur we're going to need some nice ripe peaches. You're going to want a sugar of your choice. I'm going with golden castor sugar. You want some acids, so I'm going with citric and malic acid. And then you're going to want a spirit base. I'm going with vodka for that kind of neutral flavour. Equipment wise, you'll need a paper filter, a vessel to catch your liqueur in, a big bowl to mix it in, and a set of scales. I'm going to start by prepping our peaches. So first of all, you want to take some nice ripe peaches and cut them in half. And these were the ripest I could find. And by choosing riper peaches, which are really kind of full of flavour, you're going to get a much more intensely flavoured liqueur at the end of this. So once you've removed the stone, you want to just cut these into thirds, add them to the bowl, and we're looking for 400 grams of peaches. So as always, this is very much a template, and I do really recommend experimentation. You could apply this to plums, nectarines, and all sorts of different fruits, so let me know how you get on. So now I've got about 400 grams of peaches. That doesn't have to be exact. We want to take these outside to a barbecue or into a really hot griddle pan to get them really nice and caramelized. So however you're cooking your peaches, whether it's on a barbecue like we have, or in a griddle pan or a regular pan, you want it to catch and get that really nice caramelization. But if any bits catch a little bit too much, you can always peel the skin off, which tends to be what caramelizes the most, so you don't have any of those kind of burnt flavors. We want it to be charred and smoky, but not burnt. These peaches are really nice and soft now, and they're going to be the base of our charred peach liqueur. So to our peaches, which lose a little bit of weight through the evaporation as well, we're going to add 100 grams of sugar, and whichever sugar you add will have a massive impact on the final flavor of the drink. So I'm using golden castor sugar because it's nice and neutral, but it has a little bit of those kind of molasses flavors in there, so it'll bring a little bit of richness and depth. Castor sugar would bring just sweetness, but I like this golden castor sugar because it has that intensity of flavor. You could go even darker with like a dark muscovado or a molasses sugar, but this wouldn't work with honey or agave quite so well because we're actually pulling some of the moisture from our peaches into the sugar in a kind of saccharum style. So now we've added our sweetness to our liqueur. I like to add a little bit of acidity so it's not too sweet and it has a nice balance. So you can sip this on its own or add something like a soda to it to get a really nice balanced drink. I like to go 3 grams of citric acid and 3 grams of malic acid, which just bring a complex acidity and balance out all the sweetness. If you don't have these acids already, I'll link in the description below where you can pick them up through an Amazon link, and this is a really useful thing to have in your cupboard. If you didn't want to use the acids, you could add lemon juice until you found a balanced result at the end of the process, but I really like this approach because it's really easy to control and get a nice balance in there. So now our peaches are mixed with our dry ingredients. You just want to mix this all together really well. So you can see straight away the peaches hold on to all that sugar and starts becoming almost like a saccharum already. And I've made a few different recipes in this style before, including coffee saccharum, oleosaccharum, but this is a really good base to our liqueur. So it's starting to look really delicious. And then you can just use a muddler or a rolling pin just to press your peaches to really release all the juice from inside them and add all the peachy flavour we can get into our liqueur. So now we've got our base with loads of flavour in there. You can add your spirit. And I'm going 200 grams of vodka. But you could pretty much use any spirit with this. But obviously, again, be mindful that whatever spirit you add will impact the final taste of the drink. I like vodka because I want the peaches and that char flavour to really be the hero here, but an aged spirit would work really well and perhaps elevate that even further. But I want this to be really clear, peachy, charred, nothing else, so I don't want to add any other complexity. Give this a really good mix together to get all the ingredients integrated. So now you just want to leave this to infuse either in the bowl, making sure all the fruit is fully submerged at all times, and then cover this over. Or you can just transfer it into a Ziploc bag, which I find gives the best results. I picked up these bags and this pump from Amazon, which I'll link below, which work really, really well. So keep giving it a mix or a stir every few days just to make sure it's all coming along nicely. And then you're going to pass this through a paper filter. So when you've done that, you'll be left with this delicious charred peach liqueur. Give that a little taste. Cheers, everyone. And it's everything you want it to be. Peachy, smoky, sweet and acidic, so it's really nicely balanced. And you could just top this with soda and have a really delicious drink. So I've been playing around with this quite a lot over the last few weeks, and I've come up with some really exciting recipes that I'm excited to share with you. So if you want to see these, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here, and I'll put them all in a playlist as they drop just over here. So get yourself some charred peach liqueur, and I'll see you in the next video.